Jack JW here, and this is part 2 of coloring these vintage Colt 1911 grips here, and that's the way they turned out. Actually, they turned out quite well. So if you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and check that video out, and I actually showed what they looked like before, and here, of course, now here's the after video. The main goal here was to create the color of the orange brown style grips as seen on the very kind of old ones. I believe they were coming around in the 50s, 60s. They started looking like this. So this is a set that I actually purchased at a gun show, and I got them for 15 bucks. The guy wanted 20. I gave him 15. I felt more comfortable taking chances like that at that kind of price. So the trying to figure in all the cost of all this, the whole project. Underneath here, you can see the color. They were just plain black plastic grips. You can see I just left them like that because it kind of shows what they once looked like. Again, part 1 video, you'll see just kind of how plain they looked. They actually came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. And here's actually a pair of Browning high power grips I've done something similar to, that were of course the same as the the black style plastic there. I did the same here with those. I become interested in doing something like this. Now I'm gonna have to make a part 3 video because I ordered a grips very similar to this. Probably is going to be the exact same thing from Triple K or otherwise is Vintage Grips. I heard of the website by Ken Hackathorn. He was talking about them. So I went ahead and this was actually before I started this project, or even was actually picked up a set of these that he said that you can get a pair of reproduction looking grips from them. So I did. I actually ordered them. And then when they told me that the price was going to be different because I wanted the brown orange style grips such as these, when they told me the price was going to be different, and I believe the final cost to me was like $67. When something like that, when I start hearing prices like that, I start getting very interested in trying to do it myself for a lot cheaper. Of course, in this perspective, you have to find these grips to begin with. I was very lucky to run across these at a gun show, like I said, for 15 bucks, and they were solid black. I went ahead and colored them, and the paints I used, I went to the hardware store, I picked up this one and this one. So the initial coat, I actually used this, but I later learned what the best way to do it is do it in a solid color, and then just kind of splatter this stuff on there, and then that'll go. Sorry about all the outside noise. I guess they're deciding to fly planes because I'm making a video. So, like I said, anyway, whenever I start getting some of these high prices, or when somebody starts saying, well, it's it's exceeding $50, I start getting very interested in doing my own, such as aged yellow grips, such as like what's on this ATI 1911. These started life as your regular Hogue yellow or white grips, the ivory style Hogue grips that you get, and I just did them myself like that, or something like this, like my John Wayne replica here, and I wanted to do in that. I actually have videos on all this stuff, but this is just again some NC Ordnance grips that I got from Brownells that are like 30 bucks, and then $2 for some leather dye, and you can stain it doing that way. So the other video I want to do coming up, when I actually receive the grips from Triple K, I want to compare them side by side to my my cheapo $15 spray painted grips and compare it to theirs. The final coating on there, I just went ahead and put a clear coat on it just to protect it a little bit more, and probably makes it a little bit more durable and holds up better. So we'll go ahead and when those do come in, I'm very curious as to compare them to this to see what happens. Now, to take it a step further, again, I don't know how many, I want to continue making these videos to do this because I always want to share alternative ways to do this kind of stuff and achieve a look without paying some serious money. What I did was I went on to Amazon. Amazon.com sells some brown panel grips that you would normally see on something like a World War II gun They're similar to these. These are walnut, but these are original Colt grips as well. But they're similar to this style. They look exactly like that. They're brown. They're plastic. They're like $8, free shipping. So if you got Prime, and that's what I got. And I'm gonna actually take those and do the same treatment as I did to this and see how they come out. I might even do them to these high power grips because they came out so well, or this came out so well. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. Thank you for tuning in to part 2 of this, and that's just a kind of how it turned out, how it looks, and yeah, again, you know, just a little bit of spray paint and achieve that brown orange look of the vintage grips from the 50s and 60s. You know, of course, the beautiful rampant pony in the middle there. Now, I did think about it. I wondered if I should have left, maybe not have speckled the logos with the orange. I may in the future think about like covering it up. One thing I want to add, something like this, especially these being just a composite plastic, it would be very easy to take some stripper and just remove it immediately. I got some paint stripper that is like a safe base stuff. It's not as harsh. I got it from Ace Hardware, and that's what I actually been using on a lot of this stuff if I decide to remove it. So this is not permanent. You can definitely be removed there really easily. Just get some rubber gloves, and the stuff is not bad at all. There's no fumes coming from it. Easy cleanup. Doesn't harm your skin as well, but still wear some gloves. But anyway, there they are, part 2. Thanks for coming around, and we'll see what happens when the other ones come in the mail. We'll check them out side by side, and then we'll see what we can come up with here for on the cheap versus paying perhaps the $67 for their grips. And we'll see. Maybe theirs are worth it.